Welcome back to This is VANCOLOUR. My name is Amir. Now, fresh off his political resignation, former BC Premier John Horgan announced that he would be joining the board of Elk Valley Resources, a steelmaking coal company that is a spin-off of Teck Resources Limited. But how do you end up working for a huge corporation whose local operations you were just in charge of regulating? Let's talk about it with someone who's raising that very question, BC Greens leader Sonia Furstenau. Sonia, hello. Thanks for being on the program.
Hi, Mo. Thanks for having me on.
So, Sonia, what is your problem? Why is it such a bad thing for the premier, the former premier, to leave his public life and join the board of a mining company?
So I think it just really comes down to trust in democracy, trust in our institutions, and that they are focused and that the people in them are focused on serving the public and the public interest. So in 2017, we brought in legislation to prevent high-ranking ministers and deputy ministers from going straight into lobbying, because we recognize that that relationship that you have when you're in office as a cabinet minister, as a deputy minister, is a very valuable one as a lobbyist. And so there needs to be that cooling off time. In the federal government, there is a cooling off time for members of cabinet and government. But here in BC, we don't have that. And when you have a premier or a member of the cabinet go directly to the board of directors of a company that was not only being regulated by the government, but is in fact one of the biggest polluters in North America and has had a long-standing problem with selenium pollution in the Elk Valley watershed. And in a lot of cases, you could say that the province has actually failed to properly regulate Teck, this coal company. And so this raises the question of where is the orientation of service when somebody jumps literally within 24 hours from being, the former premier and member of the legislature to on the board of directors of a coal mining company?
And so to be clear, obviously the former premier is not a lobbyist. He is sitting on the board of directors for this company. I mean, isn't he going to run into issues no matter where he goes? Like if he's, to work at a restaurant, you could say, oh, well, BC was regulating liquor licenses and restaurants. So isn't that issue going to come up regardless of what he does?
It is one of the challenges of being in public office is that you are meant to be, held to a higher standard, held to a higher level of expectations because you are asking to serve the public. I think what we have in terms of the federal legislation around this responds to that question and makes it very clear what is and is not really an acceptable role to be playing within 2 years of being in office. And I think that it's so critical that we focus on shoring up trust in democracy, in recognizing that there's growing cynicism about our political framework, our political culture, about our democracy. And for me, the issue here isn't specifically about John Horgan or even about Teck. It is about what expectations should we hold politicians to when they have served at the highest levels of office in our province.
So, Sonia, obviously, I'm a member of the peanut gallery. I like to criticize and throw peanuts at politicians and criticize everything they do. But you're actually a leader of a provincial party. You sit in the BC legislature. It's great that you're raising this issue, but what are you going to do about it?
As we said in some tweets that I put out about a week ago, we are going to introduce private members legislation that really mirrors the federal legislation on this and puts a framework around what a politician can do upon exiting the building and just ensures that there's that sense of public trust, public accountability. This is really, this is what I got into politics over, right? I was concerned that the provincial government wasn't doing its job to protect my community and our drinking watershed from a proposed contaminated landfill. I have been on a mission since that time to really help to restore a sense that government is doing its job in the public interest. Government is regulating effectively. Government is putting the well-being of people and communities and environment at the center of their work. And something like this, unfortunately, I think really undermines that sense that we can count on that government is doing its job for the public interest.
So really quickly, you're telling me you didn't get into politics to eventually join the board of a major multinational corporation that's polluting the province?
Mo, I hate to say it, but I don't know if there's a lot of multinational resource boards that would be inviting me to their board. I have been on boards. I'm on a board right now. I'm on the Rafi's Children's Honoring Foundation board. I've been on the board of Oiko Credit, which is an international organization that looks to provide microloans, particularly to people in South America and Africa. And I've been on the board of Results Canada, which is oriented to reducing the worst aspects of poverty. So I have been a board member, and I'm really proud of the board work I've done, but it hasn't been oriented to multinational resource companies.
Fair enough. Well, hey, Sonia, I appreciate your time tonight. You are the philosopher queen of the BC legislature. Thank you so much, and I look forward to having you in studio soon enough.
Thank you, Mo. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Folks, thank you so much to CBC's Stephen Quinn and BC Green Party leader Sonia Furstenau for their time tonight. Of course, if you want more, find This is VANCOLOUR on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Czech Media's YouTube channel, and the Czech Plus app. For now, though, this is VANCOLOUR, and I'm Amir, telling you that in a city where you can be anything, be colorful. Peace.